Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo helped negotiate the peace deal with the Taliban. He's now a Fox News contributor. Secretary Pompeo, good to have you here. You know, when you look back at how all of that is laid out, was there ever the possibility that that Doha agreement would lead to a stable Afghanistan where the Taliban would not move right in where that void was and create a possible safe haven for terror again?
Yeah, Martha, the most important thing that Jennifer Griffin had right in there was that we negotiated a deal that had conditions, and the President Biden made a decision to leave unconditionally. We never did that. And we were making progress. We'd withdrawn from about 15,000 to about 2,500 American uniformed personnel. And when the Taliban continued to violate the commitments they made, we dropped missiles on them. We pushed back. We took them on. We deterred them. That was the model that we left the Biden administration with on January 20th of 2021. And when you begin to withdraw those conditions and don't force the Taliban to behave to the commitments that they have made, then the chance that they're ever going to conform is zero. We were increasing the likelihood we could increase Afghan stability. We never got there. We were never able to get the last Americans out of there. But we didn't have a single American killed from the time we signed that agreement till the time we departed, because we had maintained that deterrence model that I think ultimately could have created the stability that was necessary to keep American interests protected there.
Yeah. You know, you look at the situation where you've got Zawahiri moving back in, and obviously, you know, it just begs the question, will we have to go back? Where do you see this going in terms of terrorism as a safe haven in that region?
Yes, you know, they made the strike in Kabul. Goodness knows what's happening in the places outside of Kabul, Martha. Probably terrorism increasing. I haven't seen the intelligence. But make no mistake about it, this threat from terrorism, Islamic extremism around the world is real and serious, and we're never going to be able to walk away from that threat. There's a lot of work to do, not just in Afghanistan and Pakistan, but in Yemen and Africa, other places as well.
We face so many threats from Afghanistan to Russia to China. It is a very unsettled world right now, and it's very unnerving, I think, when you look at the situation in the world as we have it right now. Let's bring it back home with one last question here. As you look at this inflation bill and you look at the amount of money in it that really is carved out for climate change and green energy, what goes through your mind?
Higher inflation, worse lives for ordinary Americans all across the country. You just had this conversation with Congressman Owens. Spent all that money, and only 7% of it's actually gone to anything. I hope it went to good use. My guess is this almost $1 trillion in spending won't be well spent either. It'll be bad for average Americans all across the country. And no one needs 86,000 more IRS agents for sure, Martha.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. I'm sure the border agents would love to have some of those employment ranks among their own. Thank you very much, Secretary Pompeo.
Thank
Good to
you,
see
Martha.
you, sir.
Have a great day, ma'am.